Are the days of holding your breath when Alabama kicks a field goal back? Stick around. Let's talk about it. Let's have some fun. This is Way Offsides. 3, 2, let's go. Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Way Offsides. Welcome to Roll Tide. Welcome to Way Offsides, Alabama fans. We got something fun to talk about today. I want to be clear right off the bat. This is just going to be fun and tongue in cheek, just kind of a fun conversation. So don't take it too serious. This is just one of those videos where we're kind of just talking and having a good time. So stick around with me. Let's do it. While you're here, leave a big Roll Tide in the comment section below. Let me know where you're watching from and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Leave a big thumbs up on this video here so that other folks just like you can find it and share their love of Alabama with us. Roll Tide. All right. Coming out of fall scrimmage, we've learned a couple of things since then. We did learn that starting running back Jem Miller did sustain an upper body injury and will miss some significant playing time in the fall season. Just did a whole video on that and who we expect to replace him and stand out, especially as the Tide gets ready to head down to FSU. Be sure to check that out when you're done here. But another, I guess, nugget of note coming out of fall camp outside of the defense and the offense was special teams. And Kalen DeBoer didn't shy away from talking about special teams, specifically the place kicker, Connor Talty. Now, DeBoer started off by praising Talty and the solid job that he's done putting in work on campus and practice and in the complex and how well he's done. But it sounded like there's been some struggles in camp with some missed kicks, especially around the 40, 44, somewhere in there, I think is what he said. So it begs the question, are the dark days of kicking back for Alabama? That seems to have been the fun topic amongst Alabama fans on social media when they heard the news coming from Kalen DeBoer is, hey, Nick Saban won several national championships with awful kickers. It was not an area of emphasis for Nick Saban. I don't think he even scholarshiped place kickers up until towards the end of his career, if he ever did. And so it's a fun thing to talk about because despite how good some of those teams were, they just did not have good field goal kicking. Obviously, later in Nick Saban's career, you had like Will Reichert, some guys like that that came in and just were really, really good. But leading up to those, man, Alabama fans really had to go through it. The Jeremy Shelleys, the Cade Fosters, people like that for a long, long time until they got, really, until we didn't have to hold our breath every time Alabama tried to kick a field goal. Now, first and foremost, I expect Alabama this season to not be kicking many field goals. They take a hit offensively with the loss of Jem Miller, but let's not pretend like Alabama doesn't have a running back room full of talent. I think a lot of that will work itself out, and Jem Miller will be back probably towards the middle of the season. So, assuming Alabama gets that far unscathed and they get into a position where they have to win a game by field goal, it doesn't become a joking, laughing matter anymore, right? It becomes very serious, especially when you look across Kalen DeBoer's career. Kalen DeBoer has been successful everywhere he's gone, but he also isn't blowing folks out across his career. He's winning late in games, and he's been preaching that a lot this fall. But there comes a pivotal moment every season, it seems like, where at least in one game you got to win via field goal or you win by a field goal. And wacky stuff happens, right? We all Alabama fans know that more than anybody. Wacky things happen. So the concern and the laughing matter of Alabama returning to the dark days of field goal kicking under Nick Saban means that they're going to win a national championship. As funny as that is, it becomes really serious when you look at how Kalen DeBoer wins games, and it does breed some concern for Alabama fans. Now, this is scrimmage. It's not a live game situation. Talty could just kind of flip the switch, when they get down to Tallahassee and just be on and just be money. The problem for us as Alabama fans is we had Will Reichert for a few years, so our perception of what a field goal kicker should be is really, really, really high. It is so high that it is almost unrealistic. And that's Will Reichert's fault. So thanks, Will Too Real. That's on you, sir. But I mean, we can rip apart the comments that Kalen DeBoer made about Talty all he wants to. The underlying issue, assuming that he is not consistent in his field goal kicking, the underlying promise, I guess, silver lining is that according to Kalen DeBoer, Talty is putting in some serious work in his craft and mastering what he does and getting better. And that'll play out. That'll show as the season progresses, especially if we end up in some high pressure situations where he has to make a kick to either send a game to overtime or get Alabama a win. Now, for me personally, I don't want to see Alabama in those positions. I want to see Alabama beating teams by 30. However, I do think that with the way college football has changed and evolved, that's just not realistic anymore. I think the game has the talent is too widely dispersed across the board. And that bodes well for a guy like Kalen DeBoer, who knows how to win in close games. He just does. You look across his career everywhere he's been. Yes, he has some very significant wins over coaches like Dan Lanning, Kirby Smart, Steve Sarkisian, but those weren't blowout wins. So kicking is going to be a necessity. It's going to be important, but I have faith in the coaching staff that they can get it figured out. And I have faith in Connor Talty. He's my kicker. He's your kicker. So we're going to support him no matter what. We're not going to send him dirty messages on social media, Bama fans. Please, God, please don't do that. Please. That's crazy. And I get it. There is nothing more traumatic for Alabama fans than place kicking. We have had the worst and most disastrous things happen to us kicking field goals. And so you want that part of the game shored up. I'm sure the coaching staff understands and is working with Talty to get things righted, to get the ship righted before the season starts. And if it is an omen, that we've gone back to the dark days of kicking, maybe this offense is good enough to where we don't need place kicking. Who knows? So who knows? We'll see how it plays out in 13 days when the Tide go down to Tallahassee, right? So thanks for sticking around with me. You guys are the best. Please go over to the channel, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on social medias. That's Way Offsides Cotton, Way with 4 A's. 3 is not enough, 5 too many, 4 just like in the word Alabama. You can follow us there and hang out with us, and we will keep you up to date on everything you need to know as we get so close. We're inching closer, folks, to the 2025 college football season. Fall recruiting is about to kick up big time, so we'll have all of that here for you too. So as always, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your daggum hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.